Hey there, Fit Fam. Welcome to the only podcast where we're breaking the mold and rewriting the rules. I'm here to debunk the myths, spill the tea, and serve a hefty dose of reality. No matter where you're at in your journey, we've got something for everybody. So buckle up because we're about to unleash the basics in the most unapologetic way possible. From shedding pounds to embracing your inner badass, I'm here to remind you that skinny is so last season and the basics are anything but boring. So grab your favorite piece of protein and your water bottle and get ready to be empowered, entertained, and educated because being a basics bitch has never looked this good. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Call Me Skinny. Super excited to be here with you today. And I'm actually really excited to talk about something new that we are starting on my podcast. And we're really unsure of where this is going to go and what it's going to look like. But I'm excited because it's different. And this idea just kind of came to me. You know, it was just like, hey, this sounds like a great idea. So I'm interviewing today somebody that I've known for a long time. We're not going to age ourselves, but we do go back to high school and we graduated in the early 2000s. Definitely aged us. and originally she was coming on here. We were just going to talk about like what she does and working with the women that she works with. But I was driving, as I typically do, and have these great ideas. So we are starting something called the Confidence Corner. And we're going to talk a little bit about what that's going to look like later and how this is going to go down. But first, I just wanted to introduce Vicki. Vicki is a great friend of mine. We, like I said, went to high school together, and she kind of has had her own confident journey that she has been through, I feel like, that she's started a while ago. And so I wanted her to come on here and tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and yeah, I'm excited. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Hello. Thanks for having me on, girl.
Yes.
I'm excited to be here. So I'm Vicki. I am a mom of two. I live in Royal Oak, Michigan. I don't really enjoy long walks on the beach.
Is your favorite day May 26th? Because it's not too cold and it's not too warm, but it's just right.
That's right. Yeah, I love May. I'm a May baby. So, so I am a stylist for an activewear line called Zaya Active. I've been working with them for over 5 years, and I'm 42. And I started with them about, let's do that math, 37.
Yeah.
And my passion is helping women find clothing that works for them in terms of their size, their shape, their budget, of course, their lifestyle. And when I first started with them, I was on a workout journey myself, just exercising. I'm a member of Jazzercise in Royal Oak and do group fitness. And I grabbed a pair of leggings from a woman who I knew was having an event online, and I just fell in love with the way that they made me feel. And it wasn't really about the leggings per se. It was more about how I felt when I put them on, because then it helped me feel more confident in who I was to be able to take those steps of exercising and feeling good in what I'm doing and having that motivation and that drive. And I was like, I need to share this with other women.
Yeah.
And so that journey started and has continued to flourish as I have over the past 5 years.
Yeah. And
it's been really fucking awesome.
It's fucking awesome.
It's just been so good.
Yeah.
The connections I've made, the impact I've made, and the inspiration that I've given to women that I hear quite often.
Yeah. So some of you might know what Zaya is. It's an active line. They have women's clothes, men's clothes, kids' clothes, lots of clothes. I knew about Zaya prior to you. Obviously, I'd be in this space and constantly trying to find clothes that fit me or that I felt good in or that looked good and that weren't like, your generic looking leggings, like your black leggings everybody wears. And there's nothing wrong with a great pair of black leggings, but like,
right.
Sometimes you want something a little bit different than that you still feel like you have a black pair of leggings on. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like black leggings are slimming and they make you feel good, but like colors.
But not all black leggings are created equal.
Also that,
yeah.
These one I have on, I think Dick's Sporting. Oh no, these aren't black, are they? No, they're green one. Never mind. Yeah. I was like, my Dick's Sporting Good ones they're nothing to write home about.
There's definite, you could compare leggings side by side, which is something that I do.
Yeah.
But Zaya it's a high end, high quality activewear line that's comparable to those really popular, well known lines called Lululemon, Athleta, but at a lower price point. And then women like myself sell the product, men too. So then it also helps bring income into your home. And there's just so much that goes into creating a business with this line. And that's what I've found with doing this is my passion and my knack for styling. And it just really like shined a light onto who I am.
Vicki's always been stylish. Something that we kind of briefly talked about today, but she has. Like, I remember being in high school thinking like she always had her shit together. Like she always looked put together.
God.
Like her makeup was always done. She has curly hair. Her hair was always like beautiful. She's just like these beautiful curls, and it's like she always looked put together. And we're gonna talk about that on a different episode. But like, it's wild sometimes to think about like where you came from it, or even like how you used to feel about yourself, how other people might perceive you, and then like how you feel about yourself now, and like probably how I perceived you back in high school is how you feel
now
at 42.
Right. Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is wild because you know, unfortunately, that's just where we're at. Again, that's going to be a different episode. But
let's put a pin in that.
Pause. So how did you? So you decided, like, you bought a pair, you got involved. And what does doing this involve? Like, what does running this Zaya line include? What do you have to do?
Well, connection, one-on-one personal shopping. That's kind of my specialty as well. And I run online events and just showing up consistently.
I like that. I like that word.
Yes, I know you do. I love it. You love it. Through social media avenues. And that has been a freaking game changer, to be able to utilize it and showing my authentic self. And so my view with this line is like, how do I take a basic pair of black leggings and how does that make you feel? How can you style it? How can you wear it? How can you make it worthwhile to you to spend the money on that pair of leggings? Because then what can that do for your life? And it seems so, as I told you when we were talking earlier, it seems so trivial that one pair of leggings could make such an impact, but it can, because it can help you, give you the confidence to jump in and go to the gym and go on the treadmill.
But even a lot of what you do isn't even just workout. Like you style the clothes in ways that I would, obviously I'm not, like, if we're going to be honest, she came in jeans, she washed her hair. She looks like a well put together, again, as always, she has her shit together. I'm sitting here in like 3-day-old, not hair washed, a pair of Old Navy leggings and my ripped up ass shirt, my own fitness, whatever, zip up hoodie. And that's clearly who we are. Right. But she does things that I would never think about putting something with something else, or like just the way you wear the clothes. Like, I don't know, maybe this is an odd thing to say, but it's like, you don't like wear the clothes like wear you.
I love that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like when when I see, like, she'll take one item and she'll style it like 16 different ways. And I'm just like, how would you know to put that with that and then add that to change that? And you just wrap it, tie it here, or you can do this thing over here. And I was like, I look at that. And for somebody who is not stylish, like I am not a stylish person, even though I bought your clothes. Clearly, you're
one of my great influencers.
Yeah. Even though, like, I do that, it's like I look at that and I go, I don't know if I could ever look like that in those clothes, or I don't know how I would see myself in those clothes, because coming from you, I feel like you're so stylish, and then I'm just like, meh.
Well, I think a lot of women feel that way, in sense of like, well, okay, I do like that shirt, or like those leggings, or I like that sweater, but I don't really know like what to pair it with or how to wear it, or, you know, and that's where I come in. And so that helps me show them what they can do. So in terms of your question of like, how do I do this, is that I show me in my life. Like, I get dressed for the day, I show what I'm wearing. I share parts of my life on Instagram and Facebook, and that is a way for me to connect with women so that they can relate to this Midwest mom who's 42, just doing her thing.
Right.
Like I'm a size 10, 12. I've had 2 kids. Like this is my body. This is who I am. And it's important to show that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's like crazy too, right? Like, I know I can name one pair of leggings that I bought from you that I had this vision of what I was going to do with them. And I've worn them one time and I'd never executed the vision. And it's the sparkly blue, like they're like dark navy blue and they're like sparkly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have them in those professional photos, right?
Yes. Those are the one time that I wore them, I think.
Why are you only wearing them?
Because I don't know what else to wear the blue with. And then here's another problem. I don't even think I have a shoe that goes with those pants. Like, I don't even know what.
So we gotta go shopping.
See, so this is the whole thing. Is like, this is the part of that process, right? Is sometimes you buy the clothes and then you're like, oh, I can envision this, and then you get the clothes and you're like, shit, it's kind of not what I thought, or like how I thought this was gonna work, but it's not what I expected, or like how do you help somebody work through that piece?
Yeah, so I'll get messages. I had a customer who was going to the Taylor Swift concert with her daughter. And she's like, I want to wear these leggings, our black metallic light and tights, which are like a shiny leather looking type of legging. And she wanted to wear those. And she's like, what top do you think I should wear with them? And so a lot of times what happens is it's so important for me to not have a one and done customer, to have a continual person to create an ongoing relationship with them. So then we can have that comfortable, I want to say comfortability. I don't even know if that's a word.
It's okay.
I just made it up.
I like it.
Because I don't have a store that like people can come into where I can see them often. It's all through social media avenues. So texting, messaging, DMing, all that. And so I also have a Facebook group too that I can share if anybody wants to join that, and my Instagram handle. But a lot of people message me and ask me, what do you think I should wear with this? Or can you give me some ideas? So when they are buying a product, buying an item, and then they're taking it into their life to wear for an event or just day to day, I'm their go-to to be able to help them with that. And that's really like what I love about it, because I could probably sell a pair of leggings to almost anybody, but it's like, what happens after that? I want to be able to help continue to bring them happiness with what they have and confidence in what they're wearing. And that's a huge part of like my vibe.
Well, yes, because her Instagram handle, which will be linked here in the show notes, but her Instagram handle is literally confidently styled, right? So when we were talking about this, and I was like, we have been talking, like, I'm like, oh, you need to come on my podcast. Oh, you need to come on my podcast. And we like, stop, put it off, whatever. Never brought it back up again. And then you messaged me like, hey, we need to talk about that podcast again. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And that's like when I was driving around and like, okay, well, obviously we're talking about confidence because that's really what you showcase for women. Like literally it's everything that she does. And so when I was driving around, I was thinking like, okay, we're talking about confidence, confidently styled is like your thing, like confidence corner, like all of this like kind of aligns and kind of makes sense. But why confidently styled? Like what is it about that verbiage or that even that word? Like why that?
I think because from joining Zaya, when I first joined Zaya and I had an Instagram handle, it was called Actively Confident, because it was like activewear clothes, feeling confident in your clothing. And then I switched it a couple of years ago to confidently _styled, because it was like I had personally had like a shift in who I was when I turned 40. And I wanted to showcase like the way that I felt about myself and my journey through the words of my Instagram name, and how the clothes help me feel to be a better person. But it's not really just about the clothes, because it seems, again, so trivial that one pair of leggings or a pair of joggers or whatever can make you feel that way. But it's like we were talking earlier about, okay, so I look good in what I have on. I'm going for, let's say, for example, someone's going on a job interview and they feel really good about what they're wearing. Then that's going to help internally how they feel about themselves, and maybe they're going to land that fucking job.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it has like a ripple effect in your everyday life.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I'm trying to like embody
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So we have a saying in our house. It's called look good, do good, feel good.
Yes.
And it translates into when you carry yourself, unlike I am today. This is a lot of how I look. I'm not even gonna lie. Like this is my norm. But like I do like to get dressed up. Like if I put on a pair of jeans, my kids are going, "Where are you going, Mom? Do you have an event? Are you speaking somewhere? I'm like, nope, just felt like wearing jeans today, guys. Like, my bad that this is the expectation that I
don't
set.
think you're alone in that. I've heard that too from other people.
Yeah. So I think that like the look good part translates into the how you execute what you're doing in your life.
Yes.
Which then executes into how you feel about
Right.
the things that you're doing in your life. And that's really the whole like that my husband created. I don't know if he created it, but we say it all the time. Look good, do good, feel good. And it's because it's like, that's what we even are trying to teach our kids. It's like how you carry yourself. Like, even if it's not, like you said, it's not about the leggings themselves. It's a benefit to helping you feel that way. But like, it's the gateway essentially,
Right.
into that. But it's about how you carry yourself. And that's going to emulate how you do the things that you do when you're in there. I mean, like when my husband was going for interviews for like the FBI and all that kind of stuff, where he was going like in person, you have to go to the FBI place, right? And he's literally like, I need a new shirt. I need a new shirt. I'm like, you have like 42 fucking shirts on a hanger. He's like, I need a new shirt.
Right.
Right. Like, I was like, okay, I guess we're going to get a new shirt. Like,
Yeah.
because nothing was emulating to him looking good. He wasn't feeling it. So we went and got a new shirt because he wanted to look good so he could do good, so he could feel good. And pass with fine colors and all this stuff. But like, I think that's a testament to how it is a gateway. Like you're talking about, it's not even just the leggings themselves. It's not about always going to the gym, because your clothes can be worn, again, styled for a multitude of different things.
Oh yeah. Styling the entire woman, especially since we first started, it really focused a lot on workout wear. Like that was the beginning. That was the reason I joined. But then we've really transitioned into styling the whole woman or man, and even kids too, for your lifestyle. And so, which has been really fun to be able to do, because I love workout clothes, yes, but I love styling for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're stylish. Honestly. Like, I just think that some people have it. I think that some people are just stylish. Like, it's part of like who they are as a person. I think that you have that. But like your sister has a store as well, right?
Yeah. And it kind of runs in our blood.
Yeah. So I feel like, and I feel like your mom is pretty stylish.
Yeah.
Like even for like,
we're all pretty stylish.
Yeah. So it's like, I feel like it's a way, it's a part of like kind of who you are. So let's talk about what is confidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what does that mean to you?
Well, actually, Zai Active, I wanted to pull this up. They posted something yesterday, which I tagged you in, and I thought it was just, the timing of it was kind of perfect. So I wanted to read something that Zai posted on their Instagram. So if you want to follow them, it's at Zai Active, which is spelled ZYIAACTIVE. So the quote that they said was, I found I was more confident when I stopped being someone else's definition of beautiful. And somebody put a little thing in the front of it. Hold on. Let me start over. Okay. I found I was more confident when I stopped being someone else's definition of beautiful and started being my own. And then they say in the comments, every day choose to define yourself by your own standards. Confidence doesn't come from others' opinions. It's built on the love and respect you show yourself. When you start seeing yourself through your own eyes, rather than someone else's lens, the beauty of who you are shines brighter than ever. Embrace your power, define your beauty, and let that confidence carry you forward. And that is just like, it's like, boom, mic drop to me. I just loved that so much. And that's what I try to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, for anybody that saw my reel today, that's what I talked about. Like, confidence comes. So I truly believe that confidence is an innate feeling.
Yeah.
You're not getting confident from somebody else telling you, oh my gosh, you look so great, you lost all that weight. Or, oh my gosh, like, I don't that's just what I'm so used to hearing. But like
you could tell someone over and over and over that they are beautiful, like your parents, your husband, your best friend. But if you don't freaking believe it in yourself, it won't fucking matter.
Correct. Yeah. And that's, it has to come from an intrinsic piece of you. And I feel like that comes from doing the things that lead you to the confident. Like, I don't even know how else.
So there's a saying, what is it? It's something about being uncomfortable. There's a wordage, like being uncomfortable. Oh, crap. I can't remember it, but doing those uncomfortable things over time helps you kind of get over that hump, and then it becomes comfortable, and then you can move on to the next thing. Do you guys think that I'm always comfortable on camera? I mean, 5 years ago, I was telling Sarah that I was looking back at old pictures or videos that I used to do when I was styling the clothes. And, as a stylist, you have to wear the clothes. That's the whole point. Because if I'm not wearing the product that I'm selling, then no one's going to trust me to buy them.
Nope.
And I want to show them on a real body. I'm not a size 0. I'm never going to be. And that's, most women are probably like size 10 to 14 an average. And, so I was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable putting myself on camera in a sports bra, but as I started doing that over and over, and then exercising more and like feeling confident in who I was and what I was sharing and the feedback that I was receiving, that does help, of course. Then I became more comfortable with myself, seeing myself in that way.
Yeah, I think that I think feedback. So like you're talking like your parents and your husband and your whatevers, right? The feedback doesn't mean a lot if you are not taking the actionable steps that make you feel confident. Right. Because I feel like when you're talking about it, reinforces. So when you're getting feedback and you have somebody like, oh my gosh, like you look so great, you lost so much weight, or you, oh my gosh, look at you, go to the gym every day, or oh my gosh, you're such an inspiration, right? When you start doing the things that lead you to a place to get that feedback, it only really means something when you're doing the things, because you're like, okay, I am. It's like solidifying that belief that you kind of already feel. Right. Like you're not sure.
It's like deep inside there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just solidifies that like, okay, I am, like things are changing, or I am changing, not just my body shape or my body size, but like confidence is not a size. And we're going to talk about that in a different episode. But like, that is what I talked about in my reel today, is like, confidence comes from taking the action. It doesn't come from the size of your clothes. It doesn't come from the number on the scale. It doesn't come from your dad. It doesn't come from your mom. It doesn't come from your husband. Like, that's not where the confidence comes from. It's in doing the things to get you there. And those other things that happen are just an extrinsic kind of solidification. It's like, okay, this is actually happening, or I'm not just dreaming about it. Like, I am changing. Like, okay, that makes sense then. And it's a lot easier to even accept a compliment like that when you are doing the things.
Another thing too is I think women have a hard time with compliments.
Oh, girl. Even like, now today with my husband, I'm like, don't. He's like,
I don't know why we like shut down or we get like nervous about accepting a compliment. And I've been trying to work on that personally. And all you have to freaking do is just say thank you.
Yeah.
Like, it's just accept the compliment. I don't know why we have such a hard time with that. It's that could be a whole other podcast.
It is. It's going to be talking about like your company, like your social circle, and why we probably have a really difficult time doing that. And I like I said, my husband will come up to me and he'll just be like, hey, guess what? And I'm like, what? He's like, you're beautiful. And I'm like, shut up.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. I'm like, well, you're so dumb. Like, stop telling me things like this.
Why do we want to shut it down?
Why do I call him dumb for doing that?
I don't know.
Like, what? How does that make that person feel?
Right. Because you just shut down his compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if we start doing that we continue to do that, then we're not going to get him. Right.
Or like, how would I feel? Like, and when I tell my child or my whatever, I'm like, oh, like the other day, Jaden had her big swim meet and they have to dress up. And so she had her hair all done up and she had her little cute dress on and all the things. And I was like, oh my gosh, she looks so pretty. You look so beautiful. And she was like, thanks, because but like, how would I feel if she was like, shut up, mom. Yeah. Stop. I'm not beautiful. I would smack her. But yet here I am also not being able to accept that from somebody else, right? I'm same with you. I'm working on it, and I don't actually call him dumb, just so everybody can back off. But like, but I do like. I'm trying to just say thank you. I'm trying to just say, I know, or something, because I'm like,
I know, girl.
It's like, I know I'm beautiful. Man. I don't need you to tell me that. No, I mean, it's just so. It's like, but it's a super hard thing. And I truly believe like every person's probably definition of confidence is probably slightly different because we all have a different history of why we don't have confidence or why we do have confidence. You know, I look at my oldest son, dude, that motherfucker has some confidence. He literally walks around with his biceps flexed like this all the time. He's like, look at my big muscles. I have bigger muscles than anybody here. I'm going to have bigger muscles than dad when he's my age. And we're going to do what is it called? Arm wrestle. He's like, my muscles are going to be so much bigger than dad's in 5 years. I can't wait. And I'm like, where does that kind of confidence come? Like, he's just like, let's go. He, you know, he's not the fastest swimmer on the team, but man, you talk to him, he's the fucking fastest swimmer on the team. Not even close. But according to him, he could be anybody. He can be anybody. I was like, I don't think that, you know, and then it's like, you don't want to kill that confidence.
Right. Well, the thing is, I think too, that a lot of times women feel maybe they're going to be perceived as like they're vain, or they like think so highly of themselves. Like, if I were to be like, yeah, I think I'm really pretty. And then someone might be like, I can't believe she said that. I can't believe that she thinks that she's like all that in a bag of chips. You know
Not
what I mean?
a stale bag either, bitches.
That's right. Fresh. But like, why can't you say that you think that you're beautiful? Like, why is that such a bad thing?
Yeah. So let's talk about this, because this is a really good conversation, because like, okay, prime example. Last night I was having this conversation with Jaden about her swimming and about, and I talked about it on my stories today about why can't we just be great at things?
Right.
Why can't we just say, I am good. I am not good. I am exceptional. I am exceptional at this thing. Same concept. Like, why can't we just say, I'm really fucking confident, and not because of any other reason? That's what we truly believe about ourselves.
Right.
Why?
Yeah. I mean, I'm in the top 10 of our entire company, and I could talk about that all the time, but also it makes me nervous to say that too much, because then I don't want people to think that I'm like pompous or vain. I'm a very humble person too, but it's like, I work fucking hard and I'm good at what I do, and I should be proud of that.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I told, you know, that's the thing is like, you know, they don't give you a book when you're a parent, like trying to instill somebody to be humble, but also allowing them to acknowledge their greatness.
Right.
Like, where does that line get drawn? And that's like, it's like, I want my kids to be humble. I want myself to be humble, and I'm really great at what I do too. And
you are.
And I feel like we can't say those things.
I know.
I feel like it's like, I don't know. Like, I know there are other great coaches out there. Like, there's no doubt, I know them. There's other really fantastic coaches out there. But I also know that what I do is really fucking awesome.
Right.
And amazing.
But you have to bring, because of who you are, you're bringing something else to the table that is different than that person or her or
Correct.
him. And same thing for me.
Correct.
I mean, I'm like a social media, I don't know, that's weird for me to think that I'm like an influencer, but like I kind of am, but I don't really look at myself as that, because I'm just like sharing who I am with these clothes, and trying with sarcasm and sass and being funny and showing who I am, and styling these clothes and helping women feel good about themselves. Like, it's all mixed in together. I kind of lost my train of thought where I was going with that, but like, we're just so worried about how others are going to perceive us. And I feel like that for me was a pivotal point where I came to a point in my 40s. I was like, I actually don't give a fuck. Like, if you don't like what I'm giving out or throwing down, you have the right to unfollow me.
Yeah.
You have the right to stop shopping with me.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want what I'm giving you, then goodbye, you know? Yeah. Because the right people who are going to want to be a part of what you're a part of in some fashion, either by following, shopping, hosting with me, joining, whatever it is, then that's who I want to stick around anyway.
Right.
And so I feel like a lot of people are just afraid to to kind of dive into something maybe that they feel that they're passionate about because they're afraid of being judged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I feel the same, especially coming off of like, I'm really transitioning out of like being a weight loss coach. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like what I do, but it's really not what I do. Like, I always say the weight loss is a side effect of the other things that we work through and the other things that we do, And so I would rather have 5 clients that are wanting more than just the scale to go down, that want to dig in and do the deep work, that want to desire more for their life than just a certain size or a certain scale weight or whatever. And I'd rather have 5 clients that want that, and I can coach them and I can help them thoroughly. And that is where I do best, than 100 clients and they're just solely focused on one thing. And I can't help them, because it doesn't matter how much weight they lose. It'll never be enough if that's their only focus. And that's just going to make me go fucking batshit crazy as a coach, Yeah. And it's kind of the same gig with you. So let's talk about how to show up, like feeling confident when you're not confident. Like, how does that, because you're on stories, you're on, reels and posts and all things like daily, like there's not days we don't miss. And so like, how do you, like, I can't imagine that every day getting into some leggings. We've all had the day where we wake up and we feel like a bloated, pumpkin. Yeah. How do you work through that?
So this is funny because this just happened to me on Monday. I was getting ready to go to my workout class, and every pair of leggings I put on, I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh God,
Lord have mercy.
That does not look good. Like, I felt huge. And for me, one thing that's kind of therapeutic and a way for me to kind of get over the hump, but also too, is like, I want to show, like, all the time I feel like I'm showing like the happy me, funny me, stylish me. And I also want to show in there like the times where I'm not feeling all that great. Yeah. And so I went into my stories and I was just like, you know what, guys, I need to go work out and I hate everything I put on. I feel fat and huge. And, but the exact reason as to why I need to go work out is because of that feeling. And so I knew that even after working out, I was going to feel 100% better. Did I probably look the exact same in the leggings? 100% probably. I don't think I lost 10 pounds in a 1 hour workout, but, that for me is a way to help me be confident, is by sharing the moments where I don't feel as confident. I'm not always confident all the time. I mean, no one is. But we talked about earlier when we were chatting before we started this, is that when you have moments when you're feeling vulnerable or not feeling the best and not confident in what you're doing, and you share that, but you do it anyway, then you can look back and reflect on it and be like, well, it helps you become more confident, because even though you didn't feel like you were, and you were uncomfortable or nervous or fearful or didn't feel good, then you look back and you're like, well, I got through that. I can do it. And so then you feel internally that you can do it. And then that helps boost how you feel about yourself. And that's so it's like stepping stones, Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's in the action that you take.
Right. You can't just wake up and be like, I'm confident today. It's not how it works. Like, you have to, like, there's work that's involved. Yeah. Again, being uncomfortable to get to that point.
Yeah. A lot of times women ask me like, well, how did you find the confidence to go to the gym when you were 250 pounds?
You're probably scared shitless.
I wasn't confident.
Yeah, exactly.
I just fucking took my fat ass into the gym. And I say that about myself, just so we're all clear. It's my own fat ass that I took to the gym. Mm-hmm. I didn't feel confident. I did not feel confident. And something that I've talked about even on this podcast is, my daughter, who is a complete opposite of me, body style wise, body type wise, everything. She doesn't feel like she belongs in a gym because she's too small. And this is a really important takeaway, is that, and we're going to talk about that. And I know we have a lot we took lots of notes, but it just goes to show you that your definition of confidence and somebody else's definition of confidence are completely different. Because I think I was telling Vicki before we started, I'm like, man, I was never like, I found confidence at like 35, 36 years old, right? Like I was never confident in high school. I mean, I remember elementary school, I was never confident. I hated my teeth, hated my body, I hated everything about me. I was funny. I always resorted to trying to be funny and sarcastic.
She was very funny. I think that we're both very sarcastic. That's why we get along so well.
So I always like resorted to the fact of like, I can crack a good fucking joke though. Like yay, go team. And so I feel like, you know, I always was like looking at my daughter going, man, if I looked half as good as she looked, if I was half as pretty as she was, I was like, I would have all the confidence in the world. But then it's just like such a projection of my own thoughts and feelings of like she should feel confident because of how she looks and feels, but maybe she doesn't. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's wild. I don't know. Having a teen daughter is wild. We've talked about this a little bit too, but and not like wanting them to have the same, I don't want to say problems, but kind of like you had growing up or feeling the same way you felt or anything like that, you know? I don't know.
Right.
That's partially why I decided to change my life, but that's a different story. We've already talked about 100 times. So let's talk about, we talked a little bit about how you show up every day, like how showing up for you is important, but how does that consistency relate to being confident? What is it about the consistency itself? Like, obviously this is a big thing for me. This is my business name. This is everything that we do is all about being consistent, not perfect. So how does that relate to you and showing up in a confident way?
Well, because I feel like if I am not consistent in what I'm doing and showing up every day for my business, then I feel like I'm not giving my all. Like all those little like seeds that I plant. I was kind of giving this what would you call it? A metaphor?
Analogy.
Thank you. I look at things kind of big picture wise with my business. Or just with my vibe and like what I'm sharing. So the post that I do or the messages that I send or the connections that I make, I may not see the fruits of my labor now, but I probably will 3 or 6 months from now. And it could go the same way with someone who is looking to, you know, bulk up or laughing. I don't know why I said laughing at that, but like, or lose weight or get healthy or, you know, maybe they're diabetic. They want to get off insulin, whatever their goal is. I'm just trying to relate it to what you do.
Yeah. No.
No one's going to like work out one time and like be where they want to be.
No.
And it's the same thing with me and like my business, you know, and showing who I am and bringing light and joy to people and showing who I am authentically. And so I do that every day through social media avenues. Because we are in a social selling world. And a lot of people think that those who socially sell, it's not a real business and they can look down upon it. But there are so many influencers for everything. Like you can influence for Amazon. You can influence for Land's End, I think. You can influence maybe even for Lululemon now. I don't even know. But like this is the world that we're living in. And I've just been embracing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everything I do is social selling.
Right.
I mean, I work virtually. I mean, I've gone back to in-person now, but like, I mean, everything that I do, I have my own EIN number and I have all that kind of stuff, but it's all still social selling. It's still all, I have to put myself consistently, just like you, like, out there. I always use the analogies like you can't eat vegetables and go on a walk one day and then get angry the next day when the scale goes up and expect that your one day was supposed to do something.
Right. It's the exact same with what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so like showing up consistently. That was a hard word today. Showing up that way every single day. Again, it kind of translates like that's what brings the confidence. That's what
exactly.
That's what kind of the action, the doing it when
action
you don't
of me
wanna.
Doing it over and over and over and over for 5 years has gotten me to this point where I'm like, I'm super confident in what I'm throwing down. Like I'm super confident in my body. I'm super confident in the way that I talk. I don't always like hearing my voice all the time in my videos, but I've come to accept it.
She even put on that. She's like, I can hear myself. Yeah, that's what happens when you're on a podcast.
I haven't had headphones on until since we used to sing in choir.
Yeah. It's been a minute. That was a minute. I already said I wasn't aging myself, but that was like early 2000s. Oh
God, let's not talk about it. But
you already said you're 42.
I know. And you know what though? Being in your 40s, I don't know. It's been fucking awesome. Like I love it.
Yeah, that's a whole podcast.
We're gonna talk about that later, but
that's a different confidence corner podcast. Yeah, because there's a lot to talk about when we're talking about confidence. There's so much in so many different facets.
I think it's such a broad name, and people have a hard time like really understanding what it means or like the definition of it, which we kind of broke down. But again, it can mean something different for everyone. Mm-hmm. And so, yes, by me showing up consistently, in my Facebook group. Through social media avenues on Instagram, I'm told I'm inspiring others, and that brings so much joy to my life because that's the whole vibe. Right. And then people, trust me and get a relationship with me, and then I can help them. I want them to feel those feelings too. And that's the whole point. Like you want your, what would you call them?
Clients.
Your clients. I almost said customers. You want your clients to kind of, feel the way that you have felt with your own personal journey, Yeah.
I mean, if I could shake people, like sometimes it's just like, if I could just shake you so you could potentially just for a moment see and feel what it's like on the other side of doing the thing. I talk a lot about living in duality and, that you can show up when you don't want to and still show up.
Yes.
You can do things that you can eat. You don't have to want to eat your protein to eat your protein. You don't have to want to drink your water to drink your water.
I did bring my water today.
I know, she did. She's like, I brought my water so you didn't yell at me. Which is so funny because I never yell at people, which is epic.
And I don't mean yell. I just mean I'm just being funny.
She's like, everybody, I brought my water. I got my Stanley. We're good. So I talk a lot about living in that space of like, you can do things that you don't want to do. Like,
yeah.
I mean, nobody is like.
Are there days that I want to lay around on the couch and not do a video? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Many.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the same. Are there days that you don't want to go work out?
Sure.
Yep. Are there days that you don't want to eat a vegetable? Absolutely.
Are there days you don't want to put leggings on?
Yes.
Yes, of course. So then you just buy joggers from your sweatpants.
Right. But when you start relating that to like real life things, are there days that you don't want to be a parent sometimes and you're just like, fuck it? Yeah. But guess what? Doesn't work that way. Are there days you don't want to go to your fucking job because you're like over it? Yep. But guess what? You don't get paid when you don't go. And somehow you still manage to do it.
Right.
Right. Somehow you still manage to put your Zaya pants on and get your happy ass into work.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Like it's wild and it's crazy that we feel like, well, just because I don't feel like doing something, I don't have to do it, instead of like, I cannot want to do it and do it anyway.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
That's it. It's crazy. Anything else that we didn't touch on before we wrap up episode 1 of the Confidence Corner? Oh my God, I got to do a whole shtick with the Confidence Corner. Okay. Anyway, let's see. I think that's it. I think that's it for episode 1, which is not bad. I mean, we're like 45 minutes in almost.
Oh, wow. I didn't even feel that long.
I told you. She was like, so literally, I was like, hey, we're going to do this. She's like, okay, what about this and this and this and this? And do I need to have that? And what is this going to look like? What questions are you going to ask me? And she's like, I was like, we're just going to talk.
Well, I've never done anything like this before.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah, it's fun.
It is fun. Like when you just get to rip.
Yeah.
You just let it go. Yeah. I love it. That's why I love podcasting.
I'm super excited about our upcoming episode topics. We're going to, like, this was just like our intro, kind of feeling it out. And then we've got some really amazing topics coming up that we're going to dive into.
Yeah. I'm excited.
It's going to be fun.
Are you ready for all that?
I'm ready.
All right, cool. All right, you guys, all of Vicki's information, it's in the show notes. So you guys are going to be able to click the links if you're interested in what that looks like to buy some activewear. If you want to join the free Facebook group, I'm in it. Highly recommend. She goes in there like every day and talks about things and shows you things. And I also highly recommend her Instagram because, as I said, like you would be astounded as to how you can take one piece, You probably already have to have stylish clothes in your wardrobe to do it to begin with, because she does, but
not even about that. You could take anything. I show how you could take, everyone has a jean jacket, I would hope, or everyone has a sweater or a sweatshirt. It doesn't have to be my clothes.
I know, but she's so stylish.
Yeah. And yeah, follow me and connect with me. I'm really good at personal shopping, and I'm really, down to earth, and I'll tell you like it is, and I
like
can help.
me.
Yep. And we actually have some new customer promotions this month as well. So it's been really fun to meet some new ladies and help style them with some really great pieces for their wardrobe for fall, and helping them feel good in what they have on. So
Yeah, especially with the holidays coming up.
yes.
Feeling confident when you're with the family members you haven't seen in a year.
Exactly. I can help with that.
Awesome. Okay, you guys. So all the links are going to be in the show notes, as well as we have Black Friday stuff coming up for, obviously for me. It's all going to be group coaching. So this year, my Black Friday, because I just love my group coaching program. So we're going to offer a banger one. It's just going to be epic. So if you're interested in that, the wait list is, you can hop on the wait list, and then I can reach out to you once everything goes live. So you get first notice of getting in group coaching, Fat Loss Basics. So I will talk to you guys later. I hope you guys have an amazing, it's a Monday. We're going to air this on a Monday. So I hope you guys have an amazing Monday, and I will catch you on the next episode.